Let's dive into the fascinating origins of apple pie, a dessert that has become an iconic symbol of national pride and identity for Americans. But did you know that the history of apple pie actually traces back to medieval Europe? That's right. The first recorded recipe of apple pie comes from England in the 14th century. This early version of the dessert was quite different from what we know today. The crust or coffin was not meant to be eaten and was merely used as a container for the filling. The filling itself consisted of apples, spices, and sometimes even meat. As Europeans began to explore and settle in the New World, they brought their love for apple pie with them. However, apples were not native to America, and the settlers had to rely on crab apples until they could establish orchards with the help of seeds and cuttings from Europe. Fast forward to the 18th and 19th centuries, when apple pie began to take on a more familiar form. Sugar became more readily available, and the crust became an integral part of the dish. It was during this time that apple pie started to become associated with American culture and identity. The phrase, "as American as apple pie," came into being, reflecting the dessert's strong connection with the nation. It was often used to describe something quintessentially American or to evoke a sense of nostalgia and patriotism. Apple pie became a symbol of warmth, comfort, and unity qualities that were deeply rooted in American values. In summary, the journey of apple pie from medieval Europe to America has been an interesting and transformative one. Its evolution into a symbol of national pride and identity showcases the adaptability and perseverance of both the dessert and the nation it represents. Now, whenever you enjoy a slice of apple pie, you're not just indulging in a delicious treat, but also taking part in a rich historical tradition. Now, let's examine the role of apple pie in American culture. This beloved dessert has made its presence known in various aspects of American life, including literature, art, music, and even sports like baseball. Its connection to these facets of culture has further solidified apple pie as a symbol of Americana. In literature, apple pie has been used as a metaphor for comfort, warmth, and the essence of American life. Authors like Mark Twain and Louisa May Alcott have referenced the dessert in their works, often evoking a sense of nostalgia and longing for simpler times. These literary mentions have contributed to the cultural significance of apple pie and its association with American values and traditions. Similarly, apple pie has found its way into the world of art. Paintings and illustrations depicting happy families gathered around a table, sharing a homemade apple pie, have become iconic representations of American life. These images convey a sense of togetherness, unity, and the importance of family values that resonate with many Americans. In music, apple pie has been used as a symbol of American pride and patriotism. Songs like Don McLean's American Pie and Buddy Holly's That'll Be the Day evoke a sense of nostalgia and pay homage to the country's cultural heritage. The mention of apple pie in these songs strengthens its connection to the American identity. Finally, let's talk about apple pie and baseball. These two seemingly unrelated things have become intertwined in the American consciousness. The phrase, "as American as apple pie and baseball," is often used to describe the quintessential American experience. Baseball, the national pastime, and apple pie, the national dessert, have come to represent the spirit of America, a spirit of competition, camaraderie, and indulgence in life's simple pleasures. In conclusion, apple pie's presence in literature, art, music, and sports showcases its cultural significance in American life. It has become a symbol of warmth, comfort, and unity, representing the values and traditions that define the American identity. Whether enjoyed at a family gathering or a baseball game, a slice of apple pie is a delicious reminder of what it means to be American. Moving on to the delicious part of our discussion, let's learn how to prepare an authentic, traditional American apple pie. With a flaky crust and a perfectly spiced filling, this dessert is sure to impress your family and friends. So, get ready to roll up your sleeves and let's dive into the process. First, let's talk about the crust. A classic American apple pie typically features a double crust, one for the bottom and another for the top. To make this flaky crust, you'll need the following ingredients: -2.5 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon salt. In a large mixing bowl, whisk together the flour and salt. Then, using a pastry cutter or your fingers, cut in the cold butter until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Gradually add the ice-cold water, 1 tablespoon at a time. Mix in until the dough comes together. Divide the dough in half, shape each half into a disc, wrap in plastic wrap, and refrigerate for at least 1 hour. Next up is the apple pie filling. For this, you'll need 12 cups peeled, cored, and sliced apples, a pinch of salt, 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, lemon juice, cinnamon. Set aside while you roll out the dough. Preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove 1 disc of dough from the refrigerator and roll it out on a lightly floured surface until it's about 1/6 inch thick and large enough to fit a 9-inch pie dish. Carefully transfer the dough to the dish and press it gently into the bottom and up the sides. Trim any excess dough, leaving a small overhead. Now, pour the apple filling into the crust, arranging the apples evenly and dotting the top with small pieces of butter. Roll out the second disc of dough and place it on top of the filling. Trim and seal the edges of the crust, crimping them with your fingers or a fork. Cut a few slits in the top crust to allow steam to escape during baking. Bake the pie for about 45 to 50 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the filling is bubbly. If the edges of the crust start to brown too quickly, cover them with aluminum foil. Let the pie cool for a couple of hours before serving, allowing the filling to set. And there you have it, a delicious, traditional American apple pie. Bye-bye. With a little practice, you'll master this classic dessert and enjoy the warm, comforting flavors that have captivated generations of Americans. Now that we know how to make a traditional American apple pie, let's explore some regional and seasonal variations of this classic dessert. These adaptations showcase the creativity and diversity of apple pie recipes, making this timeless treat even more versatile and appealing to a wide range of tastes. First up, let's talk about Dutch apple pie. This version hails from the Netherlands and features a delicious crumb topping instead of a top crust. The filling usually consists of sliced apples, sugar, and cinnamon, just like a classic American apple pie. However, the crumb topping, made from a mixture of flour, sugar, and butter, adds a delightful crunch and sweetness to the dessert. Some Dutch apple pies also include raisins or currants for added texture and flavor. Next on our list is caramel apple pie. This decadent twist on the traditional recipe involves adding a rich, gooey caramel sauce to the apple filling. The caramel not only enhances the sweetness of the pie, but also adds a layer of complexity to its flavor profile. You can make your own caramel sauce or use store-bought, but either way, this variation is sure to satisfy your sweet tooth. Another delicious adaptation is the apple cranberry pie. Perfect for the fall and winter months, this seasonal variation incorporates part fresh cranberries into the apple filling. The combination of apples and cranberries creates a perfect balance of sweet and tangy flavors, making this pie a popular choice for holiday gatherings. A touch of orange zest in the filling can also add a bright citrusy note to this festive dessert. These are just a few examples of the many regional and seasonal adaptations of apple pie. By experimenting with different ingredients and techniques, you can create your own unique version of this beloved dessert. 4. Whether you prefer the crunch of a Dutch apple pie, the richness of a caramel apple pie, or the festive flavors of an apple cranberry pie, there's no denying that apple pie is a versatile and delicious treat that has something for everyone. So go ahead and get creative in the kitchen. You might just discover a new favorite variation of this classic dessert. As we wrap up our exploration of apple pie, let's discuss the nutritional and health aspects of this classic dessert. While indulging in a slice of apple pie is undoubtedly a delicious treat, it's essential to be mindful of the ingredients and how they can impact our overall health. First, let's talk about the benefits of apples. Apples are a rich source of dietary fiber, which aids digestion and promotes a healthy gut. They also contain essential nutrients like vitamin C, potassium, and antioxidants, which play a vital role in our overall health and well-being. Incorporating apples into your diet can help support a healthy immune system, maintain heart health, and even contribute to weight management. Now, while traditional apple pie recipes call for sugar, butter, and refined flour, there are several ways to create a more health-conscious version of the dish without sacrificing taste. Here are a few alternative ingredients to consider. 1. Sugar substitutes. Instead of using granulated sugar, consider using natural sweeteners like honey, maple syrup, or coconut sugar. These alternatives have a lower glycemic index, which can help regulate blood sugar levels. 2. Whole wheat flour. Replace all-purpose flour with whole wheat flour, or a mix of whole wheat and all-purpose flour. Whole wheat flour contains more fiber and nutrients compared to refined flour, making it a healthier option. 3. Reduce butter. While butter adds flavor and richness to the crust, it's also high in saturated fat. You can reduce the amount of butter in the crust, or use a heart-healthy alternative, like olive oil or coconut oil. Number 4. To add more fruits. Boost the nutritional value of your apple pie by incorporating other fruits like berries or pears into the filling. This not only adds more vitamins and antioxidants to the dish, but also creates interesting flavor combinations. 5. Lighten up the toppings. Skip the ice cream or whipped cream and opt for a dollop of Greek yogurt instead. This adds a creamy texture without the excess calories and fat. By making these simple adjustments, you can create a more health-conscious version of apple pie while still enjoying the comforting flavors of this American classic. So, go ahead and indulge in a slice. Just remember to make mindful choices and maintain a balanced diet for optimal health.